Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome, Ania Iwanicka. My wonderful guest today, Ania, is a naturopath, and if you are just like me, who do not know what naturopaths are all about, this is the best video to watch, so that you'll learn what it's all about. Um, Anna, welcome. Today we will discuss how to gain energy in the natural way, um, by the right nutrition and by the right lifestyle choices. So, welcome once again, and please introduce yourself. Well, and tell us, what does naturopaths actually do?
Sure. Thank you, Kasia, for having me. First of all, my name is Anna Iwanicka. Yes, I'm a naturopath. I will tell you a little bit more, perhaps down the line, about myself. But first of all, I want to explain, as Kasia just asked, what naturopathy really means, because we hear this term a lot, but it's not very necessarily clear. So it's a as you hear, naturopath, so something that is to do with nature, with natural side of things. So it's a natural approach to health and healing. It uses natural remedies to help our body to maintain good health, but also to heal itself, to initiate healing and to carry out healing. And what is very important to note here is that naturopathy always takes very individual approach. So we don't work with this symptom remedy, and the same remedy for all. This is very, very individual. And also, it's important to know that our body naturally wants to be healthy, and our body naturally knows how to heal. The thing is that through our lifestyle, and I'm sure we will touch upon this a little bit more today, through our lifestyle, we create all these obstacles for the body to be able to maintain health and then to initiate or to carry out healing down the line. So, what you may also want to know, what tools naturopathy is using, right? Like in medicine, the academic common medicine, we know that we get drugs, medicines. So what does naturopathy do? Well, it depends, I would say. It depends what a particular naturopath has been trained in. In my case, I use herbal medicine, I use Chinese medicine, I use auriculotherapy, which is ear acupuncture. I use diet and, of course, physical movement. I don't say exercise specifically, and I will perhaps get a chance to explain later why. Homeopathy, supplementation sometimes might be required and necessary. And in my case, also bioresonance. And bioresonance is basically a tool that allows us to assess the energetical and physical state of the body. So in a nutshell, this is what it is.
Excellent. So now my understanding is it's a doctor that believes in the natural healing properties of our body.
If we were in Canada or US, yes, that would be a naturopathic doctor. In Europe, we are not allowed to use this term. So it's basically, yes, a person, a therapist that helps you in a natural way to maintain or regain health.
Excellent, excellent. Anya, and I want to ask you about your individual path. How did you end up naturopath? Because I know your professional background was totally different. So tell us about your journey and how did you arrive to this point?
Yes, that is very true, Kasia. My history is certainly far from what we are talking about today. I spent 17 years living in London, and I was working in the strict corporate work in City of London. I first worked for GE, then for American Express. So lots of business was going on at the time. A lot of business travel, negotiations, and very serious stuff. And then with time, I started to take more interest in nutrition, more interest in sport. And at some stage, I decided to train as a personal trainer at Premier Fitness in London. So that was the stage number one. And of course, then we naturally cue, our interest in that direction. And then also, I guess what happened at some stage was that I started to take more interest also in our consciousness. And as you do this, and then you are still in this corporate world, and I don't want to kind of use the blanket approach to saying that people are not conscious in the corporate world, nothing to do with this. But I myself naturally started to see beyond this, okay? And I was like, why do we really cause ourselves burnout? Why do we sacrifice our health and well-being, mental and physical, towards achieving better salary and buying better house and car and so on and so forth? So I was slowly, heading in that direction. And then eventually I thought, you know what? There was a big restructure happening in the company. By then my partner is Portuguese. I lived in London, he lived in Lisbon. And I thought maybe I can use this opportunity and actually raise my hand and say, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to try something new. And this is what I've done. And I relocated to Portugal. Initially, I became a health coach. But then I thought, because I always enjoyed learning, and then I thought, I want to make it even more advanced. So I decided to go back to school and retrain as a naturopath. And I'm very happy about this.
And tell me, how long does it take in terms of studying in years to get the certification in naturopathy? I don't know how the structure works actually, but is it like equivalent of medical doctor profession, or is it certification? How is it?
No. In US and Canada, you can train as a naturopathic doctor, and then it's 4-year training. So you start off together with the medical doctors, and then you kind of part. However, in Europe, we unfortunately don't have it yet. So I guess it's very dependent on where you are training. I trained in Poland, and in Poland it's 2 full years, and then I would say that this is like a basis, because this gives you the overview of what naturopathy is about. But like with everything, if you really want to be good, if you really love what you are doing, if you really want to fulfill yourself in this is the beginning, and then you add the training. So I keep training up until now, and I'm planning to do many more trainings. I'm about to start a year-long course about biological therapy. So this is how it looks like.
Excellent. Anya, so let's ask some juicy questions about energy. This is something we all want, we all need. A lot of people who are in demanding jobs are complaining they don't have energy. And a lot of people rely on coffee to gain energy throughout the day. Or maybe taking naps, or taking psychoactive substances. These are the solutions that I see. So how do you gain your energy in a natural way?
Well, $1 million question for sure, certainly. I would start by saying that naturopathy is about finding and treating the root cause. So in this case, I would say that first and foremost, it would be about identifying things that lower or suck our energy, okay? And then we address and eliminate these things, and only then we start to think about what we can add to actually create that energy. I hope you follow this,
Yeah.
in the sense that honestly we do so much
Mm.
to actually take away the energy from us, that before we start to think about what we can do, what supplement we can buy, what holiday to go on next, we need to start to think what is this actually that is taking our energy away. And I
Mm.
particularly like this sort of approaches like you are offering with your workshop, with your retreats, because this kind of takes you away from this everyday life and offers you the space and time and environment and gives you tools to actually ask yourself certain questions. Okay, so this is actually very, very important. And I would like to say here that I really invite everybody to do this exercise and think what is increasing your vibrations, because we all have things like sometimes it's music. For some people, they hear music and all of the sudden they feel that they feel more energized. For some people it's cooking, for another person it would be taking a nap, like you said.
Mm.
Because coffee, I have nothing against coffee, I love coffee and I love the smell of coffee and the taste of coffee. It's just that coffee shouldn't be used to wake us up. If you need coffee in the morning to wake up and to gain energy, something is going on in your body, because you should be awakened and energized after your sleep. If you need your coffee at 3 o'clock because otherwise you crash, something is going on. So again, addressing this, noticing what it is for you that generates that energy, and of course then adding things from the lifestyle space. And this is actually something that we will be talking about in the workshop, but I guess I will mention more at the end of this
Yes,
meeting.
brilliant. I absolutely love it because it's so much common sense what you're saying,
Mhm.
but it's not so common. It's uncommon. People
That's
just
the problem with common sense, right? That it's not so common.
excellent, excellent, brilliant. So we know um, how, and that actually reminded me of I've created an online course in creating radiant energy. And one of the exercises there is energy sappers, which is like, look into what is
Exactly
draining
this.
your energy. So you see, it all comes down to that. Okay, now let's talk about legal boosters. What enhances our mood? Again, majority of people who are really focused on their work, on their daily life, on like just fulfilling whatever they have to do, they're like in a rat race, and
Mhm.
they don't spend too much time to just stop and reflect. So they just get something, whatever is easy. Okay, coffee
Yes.
is easy, maybe some drugs are easy, some supplements, whatever. But what are the other ways that you would recommend from your perspective that will enhance our mood, make us feel better, raise the vibrations, like you've said?
This will definitely be very individual. As I already mentioned, this individual approach. So in this case as well, very individual. But to name just a few, because of course there are also those that are more general, definitely good sleep, definitely as much natural light and sunshine as possible. I know that sunshine is not always an option, but natural light, because we don't realize one thing, even on a very extremely cloudy day, the quality of natural light versus the light we have, the blue light, the artificial light, is completely different. So and our brain recognizes it. And also don't, I know we all love sunglasses. I love sunglasses, but honestly, when we are outside, we shouldn't use sunglasses all the time, because our eyes, so much information, so much cues are getting through to our brain through our eyes, that it's incredible. So we need to do ourselves a favor and just respect the nature in this sense. Hydration, like if you are not well hydrated, you are zapping your energy there. Okay, we really need that hydration. And again, I could talk more and more and more, but I would say healthy gut. because 90% of serotonin is produced in our gut. So you can do all the things you want. You can also invest in all the gadgets and in you can drink coffee and exercise and do God knows what. But if your gut is not healthy, if there are issues happening there, if not enough serotonin is being produced, well, that's it, right? So definitely this, definitely movement, and notice please that I'm not saying exercise,
Mhm.
physical movement. Okay, for because people get fixated on this exercise word, and they go through phases that either they go to the gym or do a lot of exercise either at home or whatever, or they do nothing. But if you ask people to do physical movement, to move, that's easier, no? Because this is just asking you to get off your tube or of your bus few stops earlier and walk. Take your dog out for a walk. Play with your kids rather than giving them tablet in their hand. So definitely physical movement, and please, please, please try to stay off chronic cardio as much as possible, because people go into this, and I have right to speak about this because I was addicted runner. That's why I reserve the right to really talk about this. I know the addiction. I know how wonderful it feels to go for a 20K run and feel energized and have this super nice mood. The only thing is that we are, by doing so much chronic cardio, and this chronic cardio, what we are doing, we are actually creating quite a bit of damage to our body, and
Mhm.
our body releases certain hormones, this feel good hormones, to help itself. So it's a side effect that is not necessarily a very good sign, okay? I'm just saying be aware of this, and definitely healthy relationships. Like if things are not totally, of course, I'm not saying that we're supposed to have perfect relationships, that this, I'm just saying healthy relationships, relationships that don't take our energy away. And this is to do with friends, with relationships at work, with relationships at home, all
Mhm.
kinds of relationships. And I always say to people I work with, ask yourself a question and apply this question to everything you do. Is this serving me?
Mhm.
Because you will feel after interaction with people, after eating certain things, after watching certain things, after sleeping certain amount of hours, if you ask yourself, is this serving me? You will know the answer. It's either
Mhm.
yes or no. So do more of yes.
Brilliant. It's so easy, and such a straightforward approach. And I absolutely love your approach with reframing the not calling it exercise, because exercise people have a lot of resistance, and they have a lot of beliefs that, oh, recently I heard from my client, I'm going to go to the gym when I will be fit. And I constantly hear it about people who are resistant to practice yoga, like, oh yeah, I'm not flexible enough to practice yoga. It's just
Precisely. Mhm.
not true at all. So when you say just movement, the way our body was created to move, it's just more normal, more natural.
Exactly.
Great. Okay, Anya, have you been through a burnout yourself with all your corporate career and the work pressure? Have you experienced that yourself?
Unfortunately, yes, because when you work in this really, when I left American Express, I was already at quite a high level. So I was a director of marketing and business development, responsible for markets. We were always given certain markets, European in my case markets, and then of course there is so much involved when you have big money involved and contract renegotiations and such a big large amount of people working on things, and you do get to work with different personalities. Some people are more crazy than others. We are all to some degree crazy, but some are more crazy than others. And yes, I unfortunately in the last year of my work, I was affected by certain personalities who didn't deal very well with their own things. passed it on the team. And
Mhm.
I was already at the stage where I was feeling, I'm not sure this is my future. And I was very able to deal with it on a day-to-day basis with actually a help of a health coach, a life coach. This is
Mhm.
what I always say to people, don't feel shy to reach out for help.
Yeah.
So I was able to deal with this, but I could feel daily how my energy was being zapped, zapped, like day by day. And then actually, in my case, it affected my health as well at the physical level. I got unwell. So in my case, it was less mental, more physical.
Mhm.
Yes, so I experienced this myself, and I also seen people experiencing it. Burnout is different for different people. For
Mhm.
some people, this means that they go more crazy and they work even more. The more kind of, it affects them, the more they get into it. Some people decide to leave the environment, some people decide to change certain things, but certainly a very big thing, yes.
Mhm. Yeah. Um, Okay, so from the point of view of a naturopath, with all the knowledge and the experience, what would be your one piece of advice towards people who are going or are on the brink of a burnout? I already understood that it's all about individual approach. So, there's probably difficult to form a general advice. However, if we were to say, one thing, is there something you would recommend?
So I will give an answer that on one hand will be something extremely easy, and on the other, the most difficult to do. Because what we really need to do, aside from things, as you, Kasia, mentioned, individual approach, of course, respect our individuality, aside from ensuring we sleep, we eat, we move, da 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 da, and we have this sort of we know how to put barriers, right? How to show others, okay, this is now, that's it. I really need to take care of myself and about, so I'm not sitting in the office until 10 p.m. That's one that these things need to be done. But what really needs to be done, and what is on one hand easy to do but difficult to convince people to do it, is that we should have a very honest conversation with ourselves.
Mhm.
That's why, again, I'm going back to this sort of workshops or retreats you are organizing, because there is then environment and space created for this.
Yeah.
We can truly kind of retract from our everyday life and spend time with ourselves and truly ask ourselves, what do I want? What is this burnout, or how I feel? Because, as I said, it will feel and look different for everyone. So what is this? What is the message there? What is the message for me? What is this trying to teach me? What is it telling me? What am I trying to avoid through doing certain things? What I'm not admitting? All sort of questions. I don't have a ready list. I'm just saying, ask yourself, because why I say that it's the most difficult, because we always know. It's just that we don't want to know.
Yeah, we
Right?
don't want to admit
Like,
it and admit it to ourselves.
yeah, we all have a degree of schizophrenic mm, things going on in our mind. Uh, yes, so honestly, that's my
Mm.
best advice.
Excellent. I love it. And I'm so much looking forward to our workshops during the retreats in Portugal.
So do I.
Um, yes. Now, Anya, just to wrap up, you have already made a beautiful highlight about the workshop that will be conducting during the retreat in Portugal. Is there anything else you would like to add to it when it comes to content, like from your side as the uh, person who will be delivering the workshop?
Sure, of course. So again, thank you so much for inviting me to do this workshop. It will be my great pleasure. And the workshop will be around creating more energy through food and lifestyle. Because again, you cannot just do food or you cannot just do the lifestyle.
Mm.
Uh, and in this workshop, I will, my plan is to share tried and tested most effective tools for creating more energy. And I
Mm.
will teach, I'm planning to teach the participants how to hack this energy sphere. And also, I want to emphasize that we are not only talking and we won't only be talking about physical energy, but also about this life energy. So, Chinese medicine typically talks quite a bit about this life energy, right? And we know that there is some energy that we come to this world with, and this is the energy that we need to protect and really take care of. Because once the candle burns down, it burns down. And it's our lifestyle. It's like people with also with epigenetics, right? Or in the past we were talking about genes. Now we are saying genes are one thing. How you
Mm.
live and how you let your genes express is another. So
Mm.
similarly here, there is this energy given to us as this kind of candle that will be burning down slowly and slowly through our life. And there is also this renewable energy that we can work on. So certainly things around this. Yes, I'm planning to make it obviously as exciting as possible, but also as easy to then apply in terms of the tools that I'm planning to share. There is nothing more that we hate than tasks, like tasks to do, and no, it's more about becoming more mindful about how we can protect our energy and how we can create more of our energy and how we can just improve our everyday life.
Brilliant, brilliant. So for everyone, I thank you for sharing that. For everyone who wants to know more about Anya, this is the link to her website. You can get in touch with her directly. If you have any questions, if you want to know more, if you want to see her content, Anya delivers absolutely wonderful lives filled with knowledge and absolutely rational approach to health. I absolutely adore it. So you can follow her on her social media. And if you're interested in attending our Wellbeing retreat in Portugal, it's happening next month between 16 to 19 of September. 4 days filled with beautiful practices that will bring your energy level, that will leave you really relaxed for longer, for that will you will carry this effect of staying relaxed and feeling blissful for much longer than normal people who come back from normal holidays. I figured the secret formula for that. So you can get in touch with me. I had it. All right, I don't have it. So that you will find it on my website, or just find me, send me a message if you like to know more. You're more than welcome to join in that really immersive well-being experience. Um, yes, so that's all from my side. Anya, would you like to add anything?
just that Portugal is the perfect spot for things like this. Lots of natural light. Portugal has a very, very specific light. So to share with you something interesting, an interesting fact, namely Lisbon in Portuguese is Lisboa, and apparently the name came from the fact that there was a king or whomever passing through this part of Portugal, and they saw the light, and in Portuguese light is luz and boa, it's nice, and they said luz boa, and they called the place Lisboa. So the light there is amazing, the weather stunning, the ocean very healing, wonderful space that Kasia is organizing her retreat at. So honestly, I couldn't recommend it highly enough, and it would be my absolute pleasure as well to see you there and to speak to you and share with you tips to help you to feel better.
I'm more than certain that your workshop will be wonderful contribution. And let me just share this, since we are live and we're talking about the retreat. The reason why, I think I'm going to make a separate live about it, but since we're talking, let me just finish off on that note. The reason why I created the Wellbeing retreat, I've been thinking about it for a few years. And when I was doing my career in a corporate world, I've been going on yoga retreats myself. I've been traveling to different places around the world, to attend yoga classes, like, when I was going to Bali, to Thailand, to all different places. And I was exploring different methodologies of like relaxing the body apart from yoga. So, different forms of massages, sound baths. Just like you, I enjoy learning. So I was always into learning and developing different new methods. And plus, I was looking into the retreats, and I don't know whether you have the same experience, but most of the retreats, like at least with yoga, they are for large number of people. They have like a group of usually 20 people, and I wouldn't feel comfortable in such a big environment. I like privacy, and I like to be, sometimes I'm shy, so I like to be like, in a smaller environment, so that, the access to the experts or people, who are delivering the workshops, is very easy. So I just created, I created the perfect retreat that I would love to attend. So
Kasia, if I may kind of chip in here.
yeah.
The thing is that the smaller the group, the better energy there is as well. What I mean by this is, notice when you are traveling somewhere and you are going through the airport, how you are feeling afterwards. You are feeling exhausted. Why? Because that energy is not centered. The energy is all over the place, and it really again zaps our energy. So with this, I completely get where you are coming from, because if you are trying to create a retreat that it's supposed to leave people more energized and deliver them more energy, you really need to also protect that space and ensure that there are not too many people there, so that energy has this environment really ensures that. Yes, that's my also take
Great
on this.
point. Great point. I've made this observation about cities versus like big cities versus like smaller places, countryside, islands. I used to live on a small island, so and I loved it. you know, um, Hanging out with animals and horses and going and practicing yoga with Indians. It's.
Super,
uh,
super.
So basically, yes, that's a very, very relevant point, Anya. So thank you for mentioning that. So the link is here, and for everyone who's watching us live or watching replay, you're more than welcome to get in touch and ask your questions and get the details. And book your space, because the space is limited, as you can see. Excellent. Anya, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm so looking forward to coming to Portugal and meeting you face to face and having great time during the retreat. And I wish you beautiful evening tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me once again. And I really, deep from my heart, I would like to invite those interested to come and join us. You won't regret it. Portugal is amazing.
Oh yes, it is.
Thank you, and have good evenings, good days. Whenever, I don't know when you are watching us, but it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Be well, that's for sure. Thank you so much, Anya.
Thank you. Bye bye.